Tim was
Your name. My name is Jerry. What happened?
Shit happens when you party naked.
Friends do not let
Okay.
friends
All
can
right.
be naked.
Okay, now we got everything going. Now I can start this thing. Here we go. Good evening, everybody. It's Monday night here at Beyond the Airways the Infinity Project. Now, something we should tell you. It's actually a holiday. It's President's Day. But, considering what has happened, well, let's just say, let's just say we decided we had to do this tonight.
We're
So,
breaking our own rule.
hmm
And for good reason.
under special
Got it.
circumstances. All right, now before we get to the gist of this, I'm going to go ahead and do the introductions now so I don't forget. I'm the host for tonight. I am Oddball Extreme.
You
And,
know what? For
what?
tonight,
hmm
after your show name,
hmm
use your real name too.
Oh, sure. Okay, I can do that. One quick, one quick name change coming up.
No, what
No, I
I'm
mean I can
saying
do it now.
is
I got it.
after you. S-
I don't
There.
think he's saying change it in your
Oh,
feed.
oh, okay,
I'm just saying when you announce it.
okay. All right. So anyway, I am on Blog Stream, but my real name is Shirley Burton. Okay, I am the Director of Radio Operations and the COO of Beyond the Airwaves. Over to my left, on my screen anyway, is our master and creator, Frodo. Hello, Frodo.
Hello, my real name is Joshua Candler, and I am the CEO, founder, and creator of Beyond the Airwaves, the Infinity Project. Immediately, as per my screen, immediately to my uh, right, according to my view, is Alley Cat and one of our big uh I guess you could call him mascots.
Yep, that's Maddie.
And Alley Cat's name is Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
As for down,
Okay,
to
hold on.
my right,
Before you go on, I'm hearing that echo. Sorry, guys.
Here, I'll mute my mic.
Okay.
it's us.
Yeah.
Because we're literally 3 feet, 5 feet from each other. Anyway, continuing on, off to my uh down and to my left, according to my view,
Mm-hmm.
is our B button presser.
Hey, folks, I go by B Button, but my real name is John W. McConnell. Uh,
And on down and right, we have Oracle and Joker, who go ahead.
Good evening, everyone. My real name is Mike Boyens. I am director of community outreach. Next to me is,
Ashley Busey.
and she's just joined our team here within the last year.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And I just wanted everyone who's possibly going to be seeing this to know who we are.
Mm-hmm.
Um, before we really get started, I want to say, out of everyone here, and this is not saying anything bad about anyone, I think me and Shirley have known Tim the longest, but that doesn't mean he didn't touch all of our lives.
Mm-hmm.
Um, my story of when I met Tim was back in like 2008 area. We were messing around. I was messing around with Power Ranger groups and stuff, and we had noticed some unsavory types in some of the groups. So we formed a coalition between and myself, Tim, and many other people to help protect the people of the Power Ranger slash Super Sentai community from cyberbullying attacks that were occurring. We called ourselves Take a Stand, and through that whole time, Tim was one of the biggest supports we had.
Mm-hmm.
He, when we say he had a heart of gold, we aren't kidding. Yeah, he could protect like the Dickens. He could defend everyone like it was going out of style. But even in his protection, he had this heart and soul and just personality about him that exuberated kindness and friendship, even if he was trying to protect someone else against you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he could hate, he could have a lot of anger towards people, but you never really saw him scream out in anger unless it was towards one specific person, and we're not going to mention that person.
Yeah.
Um, after a while, I joined a show called AMC Press where I met Shirley.
That's
Um,
I joined on my birthday. I remember.
yeah, and I built up a friendship with Shirley over time. Tim joined into the show, and we just kind of built up. After a while, some stuff happened. I don't want to go into too much detail, and I was forced out of AMC Press. And when that happened, I decided to create my own radio show.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Shirley and another friend that'll be joining us a little later named Janet joined me, and I also brought in Mike, and Tim joined us, and we just over time blossomed into Beyond the Airwaves.
Mm-hmm.
So while not all of us knew Tim throughout all of his life, none of us actually knew him through his childhood. A lot of us were touched by him in many ways. I want to go into a personal detail. I actually met Tim at QC Anime Zing. I think it was 2011 or 2009 or something like that. I can't remember exactly, but it was some time. And while I was with Tim at the anime convention, I bought this sword. Now,
Hello.
Oh, hey, there's our star child at the bottom, Janet. Hello, Janet.
Janet Simmons, yep.
Yep.
But anyway,
What?
Tim Tim told me that when he saw me purchase this sword, he was scared that I was going to stab him or something. And I said, "Why would I? You're a friend. You're cool people."
Mm.
So we considered this sword a sign of our friendship.
Mm-hmm.
From now on this show, this sword will be hanging this will be their this will be a constant remembrance of Tim, someone who truly touched all of our lives. I cannot say enough positives about him. He was just a nice person in general. He treated everyone exactly the way you treated him. If
Mhm.
you treated him with respect, you got nothing but respect back. If you treated him with disrespect, you better believe he wasn't gonna treat you with respect.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I will tell you this much. Before he passed, he had to unfriend a lot of people on his friends list because
Let's not
they
say
were,
why.
Yeah, don't
Let's
say
not.
why. Don't say why. Trust us.
let's
Yeah,
just
well,
say his friends did not agree to disagree.
That'll work.
there you go.
But
Uh,
me,
you're muted.
You're
Janet, you're
muted,
a
brother.
little loud.
Yeah, Jan. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I'm gonna turn yours
Yeah,
down just.
Janet, you're just a little loud for everybody.
okay.
But no, I
Um,
my thing that I want to say is that every man, woman, and even child that knew Tim in any way, even if it was for the shortest of times, and we have a person who only knew him for a very short period of time, they got touched by him. His life was a constant beacon of hope. Even when he wasn't feeling good, he tried to make it so that others felt good. Would you agree with me on that, Shirley?
Yep, definitely. And I'll tell you this. We have a friend in our team. His name is James Starbuck. Now, the only problem is he lives in England. It's 2:12 in the morning over there. But what he did was he left us a message. Now, what I'm going to do is, now we're all here on Zoom. We're not going to be able to hear it here, but if you're on Twitch, you're going to be able to hear it. Okay?
well, hold on
Before
before you start it.
Okay.
hold on 1 second.
Oh, okay.
Before we do that,
Mhm.
I want to say a special thank you to Jarrett TOS Burnto Tarot. I don't know exactly how Jarrett Osborne Tarot. There it is.
Okay,
Sorry.
I'll be back.
Okay.
Hold
Yep.
on.
Yeah.
Okay, mute,
I want to
please.
say a special thank you for joining us today, Jarrett. And I hope you have a good day. But I want you to please understand that if you want to come in, you can.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a Zoom link in the Facebook event. Click on that if you want to join us.
Mm-hmm. You're more than welcome
You're
to.
absolutely more than welcome.
Ah, that's the day she met Tim on World of Warcraft.
It's the day I added him as a friend, and
Mhm.
I like that the app now shows when you've added somebody.
Ah,
So that's why I wrote that down. That's when
ah,
Tim and I officially became friends in the game.
cool.
And the cool thing is, before they became friends, they started talking through me because of the fact that I
Well, we
knew
were
him.
talking through you through the show.
Yeah.
And for anyone that hasn't seen it, I did this. I got bored at work one time, so I kind of did a little sign for him. I had nothing else to do, and I was bored doing my job because it was slow.
Okay, I'm back. I thought Jack needed me.
Okay,
Go
that's
for
fine.
it. Go for it, Shirley.
Okay, hold on. I
Okay.
need to get.
Okay,
Let's see.
now let me say something, Janet. I've got James's recorded message. The only problem is we're not gonna be able to hear it here. You're only gonna be able to hear it on
Yeah,
Twitch.
yeah.
I'm on
go to
Twitch
Zoom.
already.
Okay, all right. So
All right, let me get beyond the airwaves.
Okay. And by the way, if don't you might not want to talk because we really want to hear this. We don't want to hear ourselves over it because otherwise we'll have an echo. As we've learned. Seriously.
Ready.
Okay, I'm gonna unmute all of us, and then we're gonna play They'll play the clip. Here we go.
Tim was just one of those people that could always make you laugh. Didn't matter what kind of day you had, he was always there for you, always stood by your side if you needed him. And you could guarantee that within 5 seconds, he'd have you in fits of laughter. And some of the things he was passionate for was really commendable. And I feel privileged to have known him. And I hope wherever he is now, he's resting well. We'll miss you, Tim. Take care.
Okay, that's got it. Everybody still
I
there?
just
That I'm
I
here.
I'm here.
Okay.
okay. I want to make a special mention also now to Trucker Andrew 44 in the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for joining us. Deb is me 08. Thank you for joining us tonight. Um, I want to say thank you for everyone who's here and who comes in the near future.
Mm-hmm.
Reminder: the Zoom link is in the uh the uh
Facebook
Facebook
invitation,
event.
yeah, and event page.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone who wants to join us in this Zoom call, you are welcome to.
Mm-hmm.
Please come in.
Yep.
Yeah, because we want to show our love and our support.
One of the things that Tim was really passionate about was the paranormal.
Oh yeah.
And before
Very
he
much
passed,
so.
he was
Cool.
looking so forward to going to MadCon.
At come forth.
He was looking so forward to that.
Mm-hmm.
He was also looking forward to going to Wilson Castle too back in October.
Yeah,
Yeah,
unfortunately,
COVID
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 screwed up.
19 screwed it up for him.
Speaking speaking of uh MadCon 4, there is a special thing going on where people can send uh items that they want to be buried in a time capsule
Mm-hmm.
for Tim's memory at the MadCon 4 location. And we are officially sending an item for that. If you would mind, honey, we are going to send that ranger key, which is what he identified as far as Sentai was concerned. He always enjoyed Shinkenger. It was his favorite season. He loved the character of Shiba Takaru, Shiba head number 18
It up just a
in
little high.
Shinkenger.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'll be right back.
And that is just that is going to be what we, as myself and Sarah, bury for Tim.
And I have something myself because I will tell you, Tim was a huge fan of Game of Thrones, particularly a character named Daenerys Targaryen. We always had fun with that because it was like Marsha. It was always fun doing Daenerys. So what I'm gonna do is I had actually bought a 4 pack of Game of Thrones coasters with Daenerys, and I'm gonna be sending that to the thing, to
um,
that MadCon thing.
Ice Wizard, thank you for joining us.
Oh, Ice Wizards.
Um, but yeah, we because of how much Tim meant to us. I mean, this is a man that up until I actually looked at it the Tuesday before he passed away. Not that Tuesday, but
Mhm.
the Tuesday before that,
Mhm.
he was active on the show.
Oh yeah.
He, he he was a constant part of Beyond the Airwaves.
Hmm.
Even when he didn't say a damn word, his presence was always there,
Hmm.
and it will always be here.
Yeah. Now, you may not be able to see this on my chair, but I have a purple dragon. I hope he stays on the whole show. If he doesn't, well, I'm not going to worry about it. But I got this thing a long, long time ago at Dragon Con. It's like, wait a minute. Game of Thrones, his favorite color is purple. Bingo.
There we go. That's nice.
So I and if you guys in the chat hear one of us break up, like we start tearing up, just understand that that's what we're talking about by a man who truly and honestly showed us all kindness.
Hmm. I mean, he would, when I, he and I knew how to agree to disagree. So, but I'm not going to go to details because frankly, I don't want to. But let's just say some people went after me for how I was. Tim had my back. Period.
Um, Jarrett Osborne just said he was active the night before on several shows. Stopped by, said
He was
he was
sick
sick,
and couldn't stay long, but wanted to show support.
That is
and
true.
we always have a rule on our show that real life first.
Hmm.
So we
Oh,
did not,
first.
if he wasn't feeling good, we did not ever expect him to be on the show.
Yeah.
In fact, none of us have mandatory attendance to this show. It's not mandatory.
No. Basically, if right now, I'm lucky I'm not in a weather situation like the northwestern Alabama ice. The southeastern part of the state had a tornado watch earlier today. But let's just say this: if too many of us get affected by the threat of severe weather, the whole show takes the night off because
Yeah.
our health, our well-being, and our safety are first, always.
Yep.
And
And
that's
just like
one.
a couple of weeks ago, we had a very nasty blizzard that went through our area.
Hmm.
Me, Ash, Frodo, and Tim, we had to like take a step back because we did not know how our
How long the
power would
power was
hold
going to
up
be
or
out,
our
right? So I
internet was
said,
gonna hold up.
you know what?
So
Let's just not do the show because too many of us are affected.
And that's always how we do things.
Hmm.
It's always going to be real life first on
Yeah,
this
and
show.
I will always remember when my weather radio would go off in the middle of the show, and Tim would say, "Uh oh," because I told him, I said, "Hey, I've got a severe weather threat. My weather radio could be going off at any time because it's right here next to the bed on my desk." So you might say I'm like the unofficial Beyond the Airwaves meteorologist, kind of sorta.
Hey now,
Well, you do it
how
better
many
than me, but
how many times did I get things right last year?
a lot.
Yeah, and that's not meant to be
You got the
bragging.
Draco
No.
right.
Huh?
You got the Draco right.
That's true.
Yeah, they got the derecho. Yeah, the derecho knocked out the show because like how can they do the show when they've got a lot of damage up there? It's like no, we'll take a break
Yeah.
because seriously, if we got a threatening weather situation, or sometimes we've had two or three people, you know, someone's be tied up with something, two people could be sick. It's like we'll just take the night off
Yeah.
because
With
we do have
Tim,
emergency situations. So.
with Tim's sickness, um, I I feel so sad that he's gone. But I've got to say, I'm gonna speak a little bit angrily right now, and I apologize. But it's not anger towards Tim. It's anger toward the whole situation that occurred. Now, for those that didn't know, Friday, last Friday, not this last Friday, but the Friday before, he had told us that he wasn't feeling well. He wasn't feeling good. Saturday, he told us, I'm still not feeling the best. And myself and I think a couple of us other members of the show told him it's best for him to go to the hospital and get checked.
Hmm.
He went to the hospital, was there I think a little over 4 hours, got diagnosed with active COVID-19, double pneumonia, and hypoxemia. Now, for those that don't know, COVID 19, I don't need to explain that one. Uh, Double pneumonia. Pneumonia is liquid in the lungs. So when you have double pneumonia, it's essentially both lungs having liquid. And hypoxemia means low blood oxygen. So when he told me that's what he had, I was scared, to say the least. I thought he would be able to recover. But the fact of the matter is, and this is just my opinion here, I feel like the doctors and nurses at whatever hospital Tim was at dropped the ball. I feel like if he would have been admitted and kept there in the hospital, he very well could be alive today.
Well,
Do I claim to know everything that went on? No, I don't. I
yeah.
don't know if he asked to be released or what, but the simple fact is
That may be one thing we may never get the answer to.
that may not be one that may be one thing we never get the answer to, but the fact of the matter is I still strongly believe that if he would have been admitted to the hospital and put on respirators and all that, he might still be alive today.
Yeah, I mean it's no guarantee. Oh, by the way, Janet, I had to mute you. So, and you'll have to unmute yourself.
On me again.
Unmute on Zoom, Janet.
My mom is here and she still has a little bit of a time going to bed by herself.
Okay. Yeah. Let's put it this way. That wasn't the only thing we were having to deal with. Janet's mom was in the hospital too.
And
Uh-huh.
my uncle was in the hospital this past week too. He had a heart attack.
Mm.
Oh, is your uncle okay?
Yes, he had surgery Thursday, and he came out fine with that.
All
the
right.
fact
Oh,
the fact of the matter is this last couple weeks for this show have been hellacious. And losing Tim,
that
Didn't
just
help
made
matters.
it
Losing Tim didn't help matters.
I really think losing Tim was the straw that broke the camel's back before all the other shit piled on.
Oh, did you see my tribute to Tim on my profile
Yeah.
picture?
Yeah. What Janet did was she changed her profile pic to a yellow and purple flower because is it true the Lakers were his favorite team?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was like I'm not sure what the flower was, but it was purple and yellow with little raindrops on it.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to think that that's tears. The
Mm-hmm.
water drops are tears.
Yeah. That makes
Raindrops
sense.
keep falling on my head.
Yes? Really?
Yes. I can't do
So
it
I'll
that well,
always
but
remember Tim as the guy who was so fond of going, yes.
Or,
oh,
oh,
my.
Uncle George, Tim is watching you too, Uncle George.
Yep. And
Good.
I think we have JC joining us.
Yep,
Hi,
I think
JC.
Okay, he's still connecting. Hang
connecting the
on.
audio there. Nope.
Nope. Got the
Try
X.
again with the
Okay.
audio.
Check your audio again, JC.
keep trying.
Okay, my phone is making a lot of weird ass noises.
There you
There
are.
you go.
Hey, got the check mark.
Hi, JC.
And he muted.
Okay, it's all right. He'll get it back.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yes, we
Yes.
can.
We hear you now.
Hello.
And now,
Okay.
how are
Tim
you
was
doing,
a great
JC?
friend of mine.
Hmm.
I'm all right. I'm all right. My power's been out right now. I'm in Texas, so pretty much the entire city of Houston is out of power right now,
Oh
and I
I
think
got
goodness.
we're the only ones with power right now.
Mm,
JC.
So I don't know if that was Tim wanting me to speak to y'all and stuff or something, but yeah, Tim was a great friend of mine. He was always there to help me on Power Rangers Wikia in case we had issues and stuff. And he had such a courageous spirit about him. He cared about friends, was always there to help me. And it sucks that he's gone. Truly a great friend, a genuinely great guy. And like I know my friend Michael Bell had this agreement with him, over politics, but they still enjoyed each other's friendliness, And it sucks that he died of COVID. So
hmm.
It wasn't just COVID though, JC.
Yeah, he had double pneumonia too.
yeah, and pneumonia is not fun. I've had it. I had both COVID and pneumonia, not at the same time, thank God.
Hmm.
But yeah, that's not. He didn't deserve to go out that way. He did not.
No.
And
Essentially,
I hope
how I
wherever
see
he
the
is,
whole thing
he's
happening, which pisses me off even more, is that he essentially drowned in his own lungs.
Hmm.
mm-hmm.
Which
Because
I
What,
know.
you're Frodo?
Yes, I am.
Okay, hey Frodo, it's nice to talk to you for the first time. We've been
Hey,
friends
it's
for
all good.
years, so. But yeah, Tim was just like something that like he was so genuine to people, and he even gave me some advice about paranormal stuff. Cause when I lost my friend Carl 2 years ago, basically we had a spiritual orb thing that showed up in a few of our pictures and stuff. And I told him, and like he was like, "Yeah, that might have been some paranormal, that had to be something."
hmm.
And that's what like I even showed him the photo, and I could tell he was like what like he was interested that I like he was happy that I was interested in what was happening. Cause like the orb never did appear before. But it was just so uncanny that like our friend passed away a few days before, and here he is in the photo as an orb, and I'm like, man, that's so cool. And Tim was like, it's definitely a possibility that the spirit is connecting to you. They wouldn't really show up with you like that. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, he was a good person.
Hmm.
And that's one thing I think that our show tonight
Yeah,
is to show everyone who,
yeah. He had his opinions about stuff.
but he
You know,
never used those
Yeah.
opinions to directly attack a person.
Yeah.
no. You
Yeah.
either agree
But
with
like.
him or you disagree. But whatever you
Yeah, but
do,
he didn't bash people for it. Like he didn't like try to talk like bad about them.
Hmm.
Like he understood why that people had those opinions, but he didn't care as long as you were a good person, and like you saw like you treated people with respect. He was fine with you, and that's what he was like. Like that's what me and him were like. We got each other, and he just
you scratch
like
my back, I'll
I haven't been
scratch
able to
yours
take a
type of deal.
shot for him.
Yeah.
JC, it was a you
Exactly.
scratch my back, I'll scratch
Exactly.
yours type of deal.
Yeah, on the
I can
wiki,
remember
yeah,
one thing
like the
about.
basic.
Go ahead, JC. I'm finished. Finish, JC. Uh-oh.
There you go.
JC, go ahead and finish.
I think his internet may be glitching.
Yeah, my
You know what I
been on and
remembered?
off for it, like this.
You know what I remembered about Tim? I am oldster in this group, And I have a lot of self confidence issues. Tim would be the one to tell me, hey, you're okay. Don't worry about it. You're okay. Don't let anybody tell you otherwise.
Yeah, same with me.
Hey now. Hey now, what about me?
You too,
Uh,
well, you too, Frodo, but we're talking Tim right now.
I know, but I'm just saying, every time, and I can tell you this from firsthand experience, more than once I've had to tell both of these two that they do a damn good job at what they do.
mm-hmm.
Even though my contribution isn't much, JC, it's enough.
Hmm.
Does that make
Yeah,
sense? What
and
I
like
just
he appreciated that. Like
uh,
I thing I spoke to him about was like an actual conversation was about me coming back to the wiki and adding more information because a few years ago I had taken the undertaking of adding information about cover songs of Super Sentai and Kamen Rider and stuff, which is Tokusatsu. I don't know if you guys watched it or not, but he was a
I
big
never was a
fan of
big
that.
fan
That's
of the
how I knew
Power
Tim
Rangers,
because it
but
was the admin.
I never was a big fan of the
Yeah, like
Power Rangers,
I
so
enjoy Power.
so
That's okay. Like I can understand why people might not be, but he was very interested in that. But like, I'll admit, some of the admins, from what I've heard, were kind of like against him and stuff. And like, and if they're watching, I'm sorry, but like, I'm gonna call it how it is. But he had some strong disagreements with some of the admins there, and he had left basically, and was only there whenever it was actually needed, And I was like basically the only voice of reason with him, like between him and the other admins. Cause I was like the only editor he actually spoke to on a daily basis, not about like Ranger.
Mm-hmm.
yeah. He was you and him were the type of people that could go to each other and discuss things
Exactly.
non tokusatsu related.
Yeah, yeah. And like he had so much he was very intelligent for somebody like him. Like he was able to understand a lot of things. And sorry, I'm just kind of freezing right now. It's just um yeah, it's just cold right now. But like basically we would always go up to talk to each other and stuff. I remember trying to get him to come into one of my live streams so we could talk about Go, Tokusatsu, and all this great stuff, because I really wanted to interview him, but he never did come in, sadly. But I do think he watched a few of my videos and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he was just he was a genuinely great guy, and
Mm-hmm.
a lot. Like losing him is like losing a part of the Power Rangers community. I don't think we actually lost somebody this scale of size in the Power Rangers community since Tofu Dan, which was like in 2014, 2015, and
Mm-hmm.
it was around this time as well. And
Yeah,
like,
Geki
like
Dan. When Geki Dan died, that was really shocking.
yeah, and losing this is on the scale of that because I don't think we've ever lost anybody this as what's it called it impactful as Tim,
Mm-hmm.
because Frodo, me and you were in the Power Rangers community together, right? Like we run a few groups together, and
I've been in it for many, many years, dude. Even before I met
JC,
you.
yes.
look what we sending.
Oh, that's so cool. That's really cool.
Yeah,
Is that the Shinkinger red key?
yep,
Mm-hmm.
The female one, right?
male.
Male.
Okay. Yeah,
That's
sometimes I
me.
can't really tell because
Yeah, it's male.
It's Takaru, not
yeah,
Karu.
Shinkinger was actually my first ever Sentai I ever watched. Like first episode we were, but I didn't actually watch the series until way later. In 2012.
I started you off with Gokai, then we started W, then we went to Geki. and
Yeah,
then
like
Q Ranger.
yeah, Q Ranger was great. Like I've always wondered what his favorite shows were, like his favorite tofu, because I do know that like near the end he was mostly like interested in like paranormal stuff, and that's alright. I actually like paranormal stuff as well.
Double was his
Even
favorite Common Rider.
huh?
Kamen Rider Double was his favorite Kamen Rider, and Shinkenger was
Okay.
always his favorite Sentai.
Okay. I never seen Double, but I have seen Shinkenger, and Shinkenger is pretty great.
Yeah,
But
Double,
yeah, it
Better than
just
what we got.
yeah. I remember when I can't remember if it was
exactly.
I can't remember if it was last year or 2019. I think it was last year. I was like, Shout Factory TV on Pluto. They were having this like their own version of March Madness with the Super Sentai series and everything.
Yeah.
And I started watching a lot of it, and I told Tim about that. And I said, you know, that tokusatsu is starting to grow on me a little bit. He said, ooh. It's like, it's fun. It's like,
Yeah.
so
Like
that's what the original's like. It's like, boy, they got away with
Ooh,
things we'd never get away with here.
there was one thing
yeah. Like
when Saban took it over for the American audience. Boy, you knew about it from Tim. He
Yeah.
could not stand the
yeah.
Saban adaptation.
a lot of the
The bond just
okay, with
good.
regards to some seasons, they were pretty good. You had Dino Charge, which is
Yeah,
decent,
the diner card and stuff.
but then you got Super Mega Force, which Tim had a very special nickname for. Super Mega
It should have
Fail.
had a
Super,
like,
me- super,
adaptation.
super
It was,
mega
it was
what?
horrible.
Super Mega Fail.
Oh.
Super mega fail.
Mega
Yeah,
Force was not a good season because they tried to squish two together.
because it did what? Squish
They
two.
okay, to explain what Sarah just said. The Sentai itself, there were two Sentais merged into one. You had Ghost Sager, which, you could have easily adapted the anniversary stuff into cards for it, and that would have worked. But then they decided to integrate Gokaiger, and it was like you have two seasons of 50 episodes plus each that you're trying to squeeze down into 20 episodes.
Mm-hmm.
How about the three separate seasons of Robotech? That was three different series. Period.
Mm-hmm. Okay, it looks like JC's trying to come back. Considering his situation, he's in Houston, and Houston's having major weather issues of its own. So,
Horrible.
I think you're the one having the issues, Shirley.
what you talking about, Willis?
No, JC.
Killing
My
me, Swan.
cousins and JC, can you hear me?
Yeah, ma'am.
My cousin's in Houston. I saw her this morning.
Uh,
I saw my cousin in Houston this morning, and she was showing pictures of her yard with all the sleet and snow on the ground. You know what? I told her, Gina, you and Ken got to get to Arizona to come to Arizona till this shit blows over. And you know what she said back to me? It's a little late for that, Janet.
Hey, maybe we should throw Mike under the bus right now.
What?
No.
Why?
Why me?
Why not?
Oh,
What kind of bus are you trying to throw him under?
well, you guys could have picked it on Mike.
Oh no, it's fine. It's fine.
Come here,
What is
What's the
it?
Frodo.
song?
Like,
Why is everybody
it's a
always
hell of
Always picking on me.
Hey, could be
I'm,
worse.
I hope that I'm
Good
in
old
like
Charlie Brown.
the heat comes back on though, so it's freezing here.
Hey,
So
JC, I'm gonna say this. Thank you for being on the show today. If you get
For
kicked
sure.
off again, protect yourself, defend yourself. Don't worry about us,
Yeah.
real life always comes first.
Yeah. Luckily, I'm fine. I think the power's going to be back on for a while now because I think they were doing
Are they doing rolling
rolling
blackouts?
blackouts.
I think
Yeah.
so. That's what I was hearing on the
Yeah.
news today. I think they're doing rolling blackouts.
And I heard, but I think it's going to be like 12 hours per or whatever, how long it's going to take. It's going to be like 18 hours or so, and they're going to switch on and switch off until all the frost melts. So
Yeah.
it already started melting today, and even then, I almost busted my ass on the concrete where the snow was and stuff. So yeah, no, like it's a modern day apocalypse right now.
Oh, JC, listen to all of
Yes,
this
sir.
18 below and 20 below temperatures. Makes me glad I'm in fucking Arizona right now.
Hey, you know what? I got a better
Yeah.
idea for you, Jan.
And no, I'm not coming to Iowa.
What? That's
I
your
would
job.
even
You
worse.
need to come to Iowa for an
I'll
hour.
come to Iowa in the spring.
Well, you're gonna have to deal with the
Right now.
tornadoes.
I think tornadoes would be a little bit easier for me to handle than freezing my ass off right now.
How about a derecho?
I've probably gotten a couple of derechos. Okay, everybody got too quiet. Tim, are you Tim, are you listening to all this?
He probably is.
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably like, you motherfuckers.
I think he's having fun with us BSing while we're remembering him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
you
gonna
want to
say-
know something? He would have had a blast playing Among Us last night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I never knew he played Among Us. I wish I played with him, but I'm pretty good at it.
That's good. Yeah, but he was like one of the last people to join us playing, right?
Right.
Yeah.
It didn't
Oh.
take him long to get used to it though.
JC.
No.
But I'll say
JC.
this, I'm dangerous.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. But if you do decide to come in and play with us, you watch out for Frodo. You watch out for Bonnie and Clyde, aka Joker and Ashley.
Bonnie and Clyde right here.
Oh,
Bonnie
yeah.
and Clyde.
And then you also watch out for the little Shirley brat.
In the
Oh yeah.
Watch out for the purple.
That's impossible.
And don't forget the innocuous-looking B button.
Yeah.
Oh, you guys clobbered the shit out of me last night.
Yeah, I think this is exactly what Tim would have wanted. Not for us to be super sad, but like, yes, it's okay to be sad, but we gotta celebrate his life, not.
You know what? Take an example from the Mexican culture. They don't celebrate death. They celebrate life.
With the Day of the Dead, right?
Yeah. Dia de
I'll
los
say
Muertos.
Dia de los Muertos. Sí.
Yeah, they celebrate death. They don't celebrate
But we
death.
would have won at the party like in 1999.
Okay, who's
That was JC.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yes.
I just want everyone on the show to realize
Tim? You're missed.
Mm-hmm.
we all loved you.
Yes, we do.
We may not have loved you in the romantic way, but every single one of us
Heirs.
A friend.
cared deeply.
Mm-hmm.
Hey guys,
Yeah.
I poured myself a drink just in case.
Cheers.
Drinking to his memory.
Well, my peach tea's almost gone.
Yeah.
Cheers.
I'll take water. Cheers.
Cheers.
I'm gonna drink it as well.
We don't
I
have
feel like
anything here.
I feel like I should say this. Tim, in life, you called yourself a spirit spotter. Now you have been given all the proof you need of the spirits you were trying to spot. May you rest in peace with all of them, and you have loads of fun basking in the glow of that great Holy Spirit. Here's
Amen.
to you, Tim.
Amen.
Yep.
And come visit us whenever you can. It'll be great.
And he's no longer in pain, and now he's reunited with his mother.
Amen.
Exactly. Now, to bring up the okay, so because the fact that we brought up Spirit Spotter Tim, That was his name. That was his name for the show
Mhm.
because he brought his love of the paranormal to Beyond the Airwaves through what is called Secrets of the Unknown.
Mhm.
Yep. And with that, I must make an official announcement. It's been alluded to on our thing, on our Facebook, but we want to make sure it's very well understood on this show. Beyond the Airwaves, the Infinity Project loved Tim and everything he brought to the show. However, there are things that none of us can ever duplicate.
Mhm.
As such, we have made the executive decision for
Excuse
safe
me.
for his memory, and because we would have no chance in ever making it as good as him, Secrets of the Unknown is officially being retired from the Thursday wild card shows
Mhm.
because of Tim's passing.
Right.
Secrets of the Unknown was Tim's baby. Secrets of the Unknown was his love, and it was his show. It was Tim's show. And
Mhm.
as such, none of us at all have any ability
To even
to
match the
equal
amount of knowledge he had.
to even get close to matching his knowledge. So we figured it was safer to just retire it as a final salute to him.
Yeah,
So
because
By
amazingly,
the final, we'd send them off.
yeah, but amazingly, you know, last week we were actually supposed to be doing Secrets of the Unknown at this for the Cecil Hotel, and guess what? Discovery Plus now has it.
but
So
that was around the time Tim
I
really
love
wasn't
this.
feeling the best.
yeah, but yeah, he.
Do y'all enjoy Ghost Adventures?
Could you repeat that one more time, JC? I couldn't quite hear you.
Do y'all enjoy Ghost Adventurers?
I would watch from time to time. Tim, he had his opinion about Ghost Adventures.
It's a good show.
Mainly about Zach.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and his opinions about Ghost Adventures was not the best.
No.
I'll tell you my opinion of Zach after we're off the air.
Sorry, POS, putting it politely.
No, I think you'll find mine a lot funnier.
Okay. Yeah. Well. Yeah. And for those of you who don't know, let me explain this part. Um, we used to be on Blog Talk Radio, where we could basically talk any way we want. You know, since Blog Talk basically they basically screwed us over too many times, so we moved over to Twitch. Unfortunately, we can't say everything we want. So.
We
So
have a
returns
little
to
bit of
service.
decorum here, but
Except on Friday night, except when we play Among Us, naughty Mad Libs. Um,
we don't do naughty
We
anymore.
do nearly naughty.
Yeah.
no, I'm talking about at the weekend. You didn't let me finish.
Saturday.
Yeah.
I was talking about at the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, we're not
Okay,
on
dork.
Twitch.
Yeah. Cards Against Humanity, Mad Libs.
Mm-hmm.
But
Don't
but
forget,
the other time when we use those games, when we play those games, they have a family friendly version.
Mm-hmm.
And that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
And when we played Nearly Naughty Mad Libs, um, Tim loved to get in the Kofifis, Kofifiest, Kofifid,
Uh,
all those good things.
Lieutenant Muammar Kofifi.
those
No, it was Colonel. It was
memes
Colonel.
from the
I got
early
it.
presidents.
Now, let me say it was Colonel Muammar Kofifi of the Battle of Bowling Green, and when we found Hamburger, I came in with Lieutenant Jefferson Hamburger of the Battle of LaGuardia International Airport.
And he always brought in the corner of Winslow, Arizona.
Yeah, and I can brag because I've been to that corner twice in a week.
Yeah, one of those times was with me.
Mm-hmm.
Standing on the corner in Winslow, Arizona, we were such a fine sight to see.
We found the
The
girl, my lord, in the flatbed
flatbed.
Ford.
Basically, what it was a window mural.
Yeah.
It was a window mural.
But what was really cool was now Janet and I went that first time. I wish we had done this. Every year in Winslow they have a standing on the corner music festival. We had
I don't think
just
they had it
missed
last
it.
year though.
Yeah, no, they didn't. But when I was spending time with Janet on my road trip, went there, found the corner, and we had just missed out on the Standing on the Corner Music Festival. That would have been fun because in 2016 they had unveiled a second statue at the corner. It's the statue of the late Glenn Fry, who had died earlier in the year.
Uh-huh.
So, so if you ever get a chance to go to that corner, two statues now.
Uh-huh.
Of course, I don't know. I don't, I mean, unless they have like certain groups or social distancing, you know.
I hear you there.
hmm But
Yeah.
yeah, but I mean, he always. But when Janet and I would mention that we've been to that corner and we mentioned the song by the Eagles, he would start using "Corner of Winslow, Arizona" a lot, and so that was so cool. It really was.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say this
Go right ahead.
for all the people who will listen to this show on demand. I want you to understand that yes, when we say we actually did love Tim, we really did.
hmm
I didn't know him very. Yes.
Yeah, there we go.
You know what? You could have that buried in the time capsule too. Color
No,
it in and
no,
color it in and
I
put it
think
in a Ziploc.
I know. I think she'd rather keep that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's more for my own sanity than anything, Janet.
Yeah.
But no, here's the thing that I want to say. For everyone who was ever touched by Tim's life, for everyone who was ever positively affected by the man we call Spirit Spotter Tim, I feel bad that we have to say it's over, but it's over. I I'm going to miss you, my friend. I'm going to miss you. And I just want you to know you were a true bright spot in all of our lives. You were a true good person in every one of our lives that you ever touched. And I'm so glad to have known you.
hmm
Same here.
Till we meet again, Tim.
Yep.
Till we meet again.
Yeah.
We're all gonna. Here's to you,
So until we
Tim.
meet again, Tim, may the power protect you.
hmm
We're all gonna meet together sooner or later.
Yeah, exactly.
On the
Whether
other
it
side.
be
And maybe one day when I get up there, I'll say Daenerys, Daenerys, Daenerys.
Daenerys. Hey, Shirley, are you gonna let them send the coasters in to be buried in the time capsule?
Yeah, I'm probably gonna do that. I am gonna send those coasters. So
He was a big fan of
yeah, I told him. I
Game
told him
of
about it.
Thrones in particular,
Yeah, I
and
told him.
Daenerys and
I told him. Don't worry. Yeah,
yeah.
but he was. Yeah, but seriously, he was a huge
and
Game of
remember to
Thrones
be
fan.
excellent to each other.
Yeah, says Bill and Ted. Is that so true? As we're, in this day and age right now, that's what we need to be excellent to each other. Yeah,
Unfortunately,
Yeah.
there are still assholes out there.
yeah. But here's the thing: don't
Yeah.
concentrate on those assholes. Concentrate on those that make you feel good.
Yeah,
But
I'm looking at two. I'm looking at 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8.
Mm-hmm.
Are you sure about that, Janet? I mean, here's the thing. I tease you all the time about getting a reverse mohawk.
There's your. You know what? I could have given you half a roof, but there's your whole one.
And
Like
yes,
I
folks, we can do this on the show.
We can also drop F-bombs where appropriate, too.
Right.
yes. But yeah, like I said, Janet, what do you think? Should we either give you a reverse mohawk or dye your hair with Tim's initials on either side?
I like
How
that one.
about neither of the above, mister?
No, shave Tim's initials on either side.
Oh.
There we go.
Only if I could do something rather unpleasant to you.
Oh.
Something I can't mention in the air.
Tim's fighting words.
Something I can't mention on the air, so there.
Yeah.
But yeah, but I mean, I can honestly say, until about maybe a couple years ago, I had rarely seen like the original Super Sentai. Okay, because I've been so used to seeing Power Rangers, Power Rangers, Power Rangers, Power Rangers. Then it's like when Shout Factory TV on Pluto, they had that tournament going on while March Madness was happening. Yeah, it was
That's
like Super
fun.
Sentai madness. I looked at that. You know what? I'm starting to like this a little bit. Because seriously, I mean, over there is like,
I
holy
just
cow.
want him to try to revive it.
Yeah.
Because we haven't had it go in like the last 12 years, actually. Like you like series to be released. We only been getting Kamen Rider and Ultraman. I heard like Tim wasn't really a big.
Uh-oh.
Oh, lost him.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Yeah.
Wow.
Rolling.
It's seppuku.
But yeah, but
You
seriously,
think everything's
there he is.
There he
seppuku,
is.
Janet.
Back.
Yeah.
Hey, Frodo, I'll tell you what I'm going to do with you after the show.
If it has anything to do with a certain body part, you'll have to fight Sarah for that.
Oh.
Okay, folks, that was a little TMI there.
Oh, actually,
Maddie, get him. Maddie.
like I said, after the show's over.
Yeah, Mandy's like, I'm kidding.
Oh,
Oh,
hello.
there's Maddie, one of our mascots.
Hello, Maddie Kitty.
Yeah, we basically have
JC.
we have 4 mascots here. Frodo and Sarah have Maddie. Joker and Oracle have Lulu, and Janet has 2 dogs, Cosmo and Princess.
They're in bed right now.
Okay.
I think I got it over here somewhere. Let me pull them up.
Yeah, amazingly for me, next month will be 5 years since I lost my dog Chester, since he had suffered a stroke on a Friday afternoon. We knew we would not make it to the weekend, so we had to put him down the next day. And amazingly, 2 things. 1, I had to take 2 exams at school 2 days later, and I still have the bone. His rubber bone.
Yeah, I was in Laughlin sitting down on a bench. No, I was in my hotel room when I found out about Chester.
Yeah.
I still have my cat Pinky.
But he's probably rubbing up to your chin right now.
I still have my cat Pinky's favorite catnip toy.
You named your cat after a mouse?
No. She was named for the fact that she was the first cat my father ever had with a pink nose.
Oh, okay.
That makes sense.
Sorry, I didn't
That's
mean to
okay.
make a bad joke about something
It's all right.
serious.
It's all right.
I'll tell you this much. For anyone out there who says,
Oddly
It's
enough, Janet, sorry, this will just take a sec.
okay,
Pinky was a lot more like the brain than Pinky. She was, among other things, very antisocial.
And smart when she had to be, right?
right.
Exactly.
Yeah, but I mean, this is a message for everybody who thinks, oh, it's just a pet. Screw you.
Well, you know what? My folks were in Las Vegas one time when I had to have a neighbor help me take one of my dogs to the vet. And brain narf. But my mom and Jack were in Las Vegas, and we had to take one of my dogs down to the vet. The dog had suffered from recurring cancer, so the decision was made to euthanize. because the dog was in pain.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, the vet tech there, they were very, very nice. They didn't try to force me to take the cremation package or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But in the cedar chest, I have a paw print
Mm-hmm.
that one of the vet techs had made of the dog's paw print.
Yeah.
Anyway, Tim, I forgot what type of animal did he say he liked?
I don't
Yeah.
remember.
I don't either.
I think he said he liked dogs, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay.
But he couldn't have one because he couldn't really mew that well. But
Mm-hmm.
he always, I think I remember him saying to people that he wished he had a dog or something.
Mm-hmm.
Probably lived in an apartment building that didn't allow pets.
Probably.
Yeah.
Just, I
Well,
can understand that, but it's like, I hope I never get into that type of situation because I would love to be like, live in like a house with with a nice dog, you know. And something else I read, I don't know if you've probably seen this picture circulating around Facebook. They said if you leave your dog out in the cold, you're an asshole. It's like, wait a minute, there are at least 20 dog
Yeah.
breeds who love the cold.
Oh, I
Ronnie's
follow
got
this
one of them.
dog. I follow this dog on Facebook. He's a Huskamute.
Mm-hmm.
He's a Huskamute. He's part
Yeah.
husky. He's part husky, part Alaska Malamute.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a Huskamute.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think Janet would make a good Husky mute.
are you calling me a dog?
No, I'm saying
That's
you
what
would
she
be
said.
Sorry,
good in
Janet. I'm
cold
not trying to
weather.
laugh. I'm not laughing at you. I promise.
I believe you, but I'm chuckling too. So
But
Man.
but yeah, but yeah. I mean, there are at least.
Well,
I mean,
that's
seriously, there
well,
are about
that's my
20 dog breeds
mission
who
is
can
to
who
make you
actually
at
love
least
the
chuckle.
cold.
look at those dogs do the Iditarod every year.
Yeah, they're used to the cold. So.
I tell you, my
Yeah.
mom's got a dog who loves the cold and
Mhm.
one who hates it.
I'm just saying,
They're like, no, I don't want to go out. And the others are, oh, I want to go. I like the snow.
I have dogs. My two dogs, they will not go out and go pee when it's raining.
Oh, Chester never
They'll,
liked it
they'll,
either.
they'll go. We have a uncovered roof that goes over our back patio. Has no roof on it, so the rain will drip down.
Mhm.
They'll go as far as that edge of the patio, and if they get one drop on them, they
Run back in the
back and
house.
say,
Okay, I think Frodo wanted to say something, right?
"Go ahead, Frodo."
I just wanted to say, Janet, I'm sorry if you think I'm being mean. I'm just trying to produce some laughter because that's one thing I've always learned in a grieving situation that helps.
Yeah, and
Oh yeah,
and you want to know something? Am I taking it personally? Uh-uh.
that's good.
I am not taking the shit you give me personally.
Yeah, but I guess the one of our favorite things that he would always say is, "Oh my."
My.
Oh
Or
my.
or his yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
oh,
Yeah.
yes.
I still
He was in a
always
Bugs
have
Bunny cartoon. He was in a Bugs Bunny cartoon, if I remember correct.
No, that's The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Hmm.
He's based off an old comic actor named Frank Nelson.
Yeah, and then I would have a sound. I had a sound bite, and Tim would take that and say, "I have very large, hairy blank." Because see, that's how it was said. The person who said it in the person who had said it was David Ramsey from Arrow. He was making a blooper. Of course, there were kids in the audience, so he
I
couldn't
have very large, hairy,
blank.
and I'd come up and I'd come up with
Knuckles.
slang. Yeah, big hairy knuckles. Tim,
Cheers.
Tim had come up. Yeah, I'd come up with something else with Tim.
Yeah.
I always remember one of the ways Tim and I would joke is every time he'd say yes, I'd say, "How come you always talk that way? I had a stroke."
Now, who was the name of that guy that the Yes Man? What was the actor's name?
He was based off an actor named Frank Nelson.
Okay. Gotcha.
You know what? I gotta say, you guys, I I'm so grateful for all of you that are
Oh,
part of Beyond the Airwaves.
What the hell was that about?
Janet, what happened?
oh, they have The Simpsons. They have the Yes Guy Frank Nelson on YouTube.
Okay. Cool.
Sure, Jan, can you let me
Oh yeah.
finish?
Yes.
I want to say I'm very appreciative of everyone who's a part of Beyond the Airwaves. I'm very appreciative of everyone who's stuck with this show through thick and thin. I'm very grateful for the new members that we have,
Mhm.
John being one big part of that. And I want to thank everyone who continues to come back day in and day out for this show.
Mhm.
Everyone, it may be sad to lose a very close friend, but I have always held to the highest regard of humor being the best way to handle it.
Mhm.
But with that being said, I must say this now.
I am putting. Can I
Janet,
say something?
shh.
Jan,
Pudding.
Timothy Schoen, we're gonna miss you, my friend. We're all gonna miss you on Beyond the Airwaves and in all the stuff you are a part of.
Mhm.
I I may never have said it directly, but I think you always knew. I did love you as a brother. You were a brother to me, and I'm gonna miss you, my friend.
Yeah.
You you were a bright spot in my day. You are a bright spot in my life, and I feel an emptiness in my heart from your loss that can never be fully filled. I'm sorry if you think I'm being too blubbery saying this, but you know
No,
what?
you're not.
That tells you, my friend, how much you actually meant to me. And it's not just me that you meant a lot to. It's every single freaking man and woman in this chat right now. It's every single man and woman that's going to listen to this show on demand. It's every single man and woman who you were a part of their lives in the paranormal
Paranormal.
community.
Slide us
It's
away.
it's every single man and woman that
And
you
the
were a part.
tokusatsu.
Yeah, there you were part of their life in the Tokusatsu community. I am sad that you're gone because I'm going to miss you, my friend. But I will say I am so grateful.
You're in a way better place now. You're no longer in
JC,
pain. You no
JC.
longer have health
JC,
Shh.
ailments.
JC.
I'm sorry.
I am so grateful to have known you, my friend. And I'm sorry that you're gone, but just know that your memory lives on in this show. And every day that this show continues and this sword shows on our show, even if it's not there, even if I'm not here, you are always going to be a part of the show. And from now on, even though he may not be physically here, I just want him announced just like he's always here.
Mhm.
Sure, we could do that, can't we, Shirley?
Yeah.
So,
Oh, 1,000 words have never been spoken. They'll fly to you and you home. Back. Uh oh. In.
And carry you home.
Okay.
Back into my arms, suspended on silver wings.
Ah.
It's the chorus to the song "A Thousand Words," or in Japanese, it's "A Thousand Memories" for Final Fantasy X too.
Ah.
Yep.
my friend, I hope I hope for everyone whose life you touched that they realize just how much of an awesome person you were, how much you meant to every single one of us that you touched. how much your care for everyone, how much you respected people. You were a fierce ally, even if you didn't agree with everything someone said. You would defend their right to say whatever they felt
Mm-hmm.
to the nth degree.
Yep.
And I so take a lot of my stances with regards to how things are in this world in your means. I'm sorry that I couldn't be there to hold your hand as you passed. And I promise you this, me and Sarah are going to have some Via Sophias in your name, my friend.
I know we always like Chick-fil-A. Can't really eat too much from there, but I can at least get the waffle fries.
Oh, I like that song by Ozzy Osbourne. Fits Tim perfectly.
What is it?
See you
See you
on the
on
other
the other
side.
side.
Ah, that's.
It's a good tune and something that just popped up in my head right away. I'm like, yeah,
Hmm.
yeah.
So
Tim,
I
I'm
don't know
sorry if I
exactly
sound
if
like I'm about to cry.
No, I
You
think
know
as a
what?
sure
kid,
you
I
are.
think we all could use that.
like we all
You know
are.
what? I know it's tough, but if you want a little laugh, go click on that link that I posted in the Zoom chat.
Okay, maybe afterward.
Yeah, afterwards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, Tim would have my back
Here,
when
Frodo,
it's. But
even though you give me grief, here you go.
yeah, but I mean, Tim would have my back every time. I mean, I lost my job last year. He would say, "I wish that didn't happen to you." It was like they lost someone good with you, and it's like I couldn't leave to go to Kansas City. I can't uproot mom. I don't want to leave her by herself. I don't want to put her in a nursing home, you know.
Right.
But he had my back at just about every turn. To
He,
ki-
he, he was a calming influence on you, him and Frodo, when I couldn't handle you.
yeah.
Well, and here's the fact of the matter. Okay, he was he was always someone who, if something was really wrong and you needed to talk to someone, he'd listen. And he also asked us to help him at times. We were ready to help. I was ready, literally, to have him move into my hometown.
Yeah.
Literally, I would have had him move straight across the street if I would have been able to. But
Yeah.
It's okay, bud.
I'm
You know,
It's okay,
I'm
Shirley.
always gonna miss you,
It's okay.
Tim. I'm always gonna miss you.
so is Shirley, so am I.
Damn it. You weren't supposed to pass away in this undignified of a way.
Nobody was supposed to pass away at all, Frodo. Death was never part of God's original plan, nor will it ever be. Tim, if it weren't for Jesus, I'd be completely numb to the fact that you're dead. But thanks to his victory, I can say it's not goodbye forever, but goodbye for now.
Yeah.
I was gonna
It's
do
never a
something.
good. It's never a goodbye. It's always until we meet again, my son.
Yeah.
Here we
Yep.
go.
Exactly.
Here we go.
Yep.
Shirley,
What?
the next game we play Friday night, we dedicate that game to Tim.
Yeah.
Okay?
Absolutely.
Well, I'm sorry if my words met hit some hearts hard, but I felt like it needed to be said. It needed to be
That's,
said because
I agree. That's all right. I agree with you.
I
I
may
wasn't
have
really
an odd
talking
way
to
of
you, Miss
showing.
Frodo.
You know what? I may have an odd way of showing my grief, but
That's okay. Everybody's grief is different. It's okay. And
That,
now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to post here in the uh, Twitch chat. There's a link to his obituary. You can like leave a tribute on his wall, and some people I think they're considering even getting plant a tree for him.
that would be awesome if they did.
Yep. So what
That'd
I'm
be
going to do is
so
I'm going to
cool.
put that right here, and it's like if you want to leave. I mean, if you want to leave a, and I'll put it in the Zoom chat in a minute. But if you want to leave, any type of message, you can. Okay, give me a second.
are you okay, Shirley?
I'm trying. But what really broke me apart was the fact, Frodo, can I tell them what I did on last Tuesday?
go for it.
Okay. Basically, in a nutshell, Frodo contacted me and wanted me to call the Rock Island Police Department to do a welfare check on him. And then less than 10 minutes later, Frodo was trying to tell me that someone had posted something on his wall. And then I got a call from one of the lieutenants in the police department saying that that there had been a check earlier in the day and he was found deceased.
We were
So he
instantly.
basically died in his sleep.
We don't know.
I hope so.
I
About the
really.
only way he could have.
Yeah.
I hope it wasn't painful. I just hope he just went out like that. I do not want him to be suffering.
What
He has
really,
some health elements on his body.
what really makes me upset though, is the fact that the hospital released him when he was that sick.
Well, the problem
I mean,
is even if he were at the hospital, there, you know,
he,
They
it'd be a
they
50-50
couldn't
shot.
focus on him because of all the cases.
Yeah.
Frodo, Shirley, that's not the problem. The problem is it doesn't matter now.
Yeah.
We can learn from it, but Tim's gone. There's nothing more we can do.
And what really makes me upset is Tim was only 42. I lost my father when he was 46. I'm 46 now.
Shirley?
I'm
But
only 6 years younger than him, and
I'm going to outlive my
I.
dad.
So I just want everyone to think about this. Okay, my I think I'm gonna end tonight's show with a few more words and just make a poignant statement. Okay, everyone who is listening to the show right now has listened to us in the past, is listening to us on demand. I want you to look around you and look at the friends you have, whether they're online, in real life, people you've met, people you've not met. Look at those friends you have, not family. Family is always going to be there, and they're always going to be, almost always going to hit like a Mack truck when they pass. But look at the friends you have. Look at the friends that you have around you. Think about any one of them gone in an instant and imagine how you'll feel. Imagine it. If Shirley and knock on wood here,
Hmm.
if Shirley passed away tomorrow, I'd probably be wrecked. If John passed away tomorrow, I may not be as wrecked, but this one over here would be absolutely devastated. If Mike or Ash passed away, I'd probably go off the deep end because these people that you surround yourself are the people who shape your personality. And it's the people around you that make you who you are.
Yeah.
It shapes your character, it shapes your view of the world, it shapes your heart. I want everyone to think about this. Yeah, you may not have met anyone in person. For God's sake, I haven't met Shirley in person. I haven't met Janet in
There's
person. Okay? But they're still some of my closest friends.
Yeah. It's like here's my deal if you don't mind.
Go
Sometimes
for it.
sometimes when Janet and I we have family issues, not going into detail, who do we turn to? Our
Each.
friends.
Hmm. You know what? Shirley and I have been friends for 19, going on 19 years. It'll be 19 years in August.
Yeah.
But um, we lean on each other.
Yep.
And this was before I met any of you guys. Before I met JC or B or John or you and Sarah, Frodo. This was several years before I met you guys. And when I didn't have anybody else, Shirley and I leaned on each other. And we have this deal. We have this deal.
Mhm.
Excuse me. If
Sure.
one of us gets pissed off, I mean, really pissed off, and starts shouting at the other person, the other person has the right to hang up without saying
A
nothing.
word.
So Shirley got pissed off at me one time and started going off, and I go, Shirley, if you do not settle down right now, I'm going to hang up on you. Guess
Mhm.
what? She didn't settle down. Clunk.
Yep.
Call back about 10 or 15 minutes later, and she finally calmed down. But she was one of the first ones, and then I eventually met all of you guys, and you guys have been my rock too.
The
Tim was
strange,
my rock when he was alive.
the strange thing, Janet.
Yeah,
John and I have known each other about as long as you've known Shirley.
Mhm.
yeah,
Because we met in well
sixth
about
grade.
well it was about mid sixth grade, so I would put us probably 1990 to 2000 area.
Yeah.
Mm.
You and I met when we were 12, if I remember right.
I think so, yeah. Because
yeah.
we found
And
out that we both live close to the school.
Yeah.
well, you know what? Then you've known John a little bit longer than I've known Shirley,
A
Mhm.
little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
because I didn't meet Shirley online till 2002.
Yeah.
We would have been in eighth grade then.
Either eighth grade or
Eighth grade going on,
freshman.
yeah, eighth grade going on ninth grade, yeah.
Mhm.
Well, she said August, so yeah, we would have just been getting into high school then.
Yeah.
And then that's where I met my friend Kim, because I met her at the orientation before we even started going to school. She and I just hit it off. So I've been friends with her pretty
Yeah.
long time.
But
And
I know. See, another thing that Tim was really into was history. He was a huge history fan too, and a history
History
buff.
buff,
Yeah, history buff.
I still remember.
and not and yeah, he was a big history
He
buff.
was also a
And
big
it was
fan of Def Leppard.
you want to know something? He was a big history buff, and no, I'm not talking Shia LaBeouf either.
Oh.
I need to
Don't
show you
say it.
guys running from Shia LaBeouf if I haven't already.
I know that
A
song.
bit later.
So
Ouch.
I
Okay, careful. We're on the air and we don't know.
guys,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we I think we've said all we really can say.
Yeah.
But I just want to say to everyone who will view this on demand, everyone who was a part of this show, everyone who cared about Tim. We may have lost him, in the most fucked up way possible, but always remember the impact he had on your life. Always remember the positives, and always strive to treat people the way Tim treated people, because that's what he'd want us to do,
Yep.
is treat everyone the same as he would treat them.
With compassion
With
Yep.
and
respect.
With
yeah, compassion,
kindness.
respect, kindness.
Because, right now, with all this, well, I'm just going to say the one word vitriol going on, it can be tough, but it can be done.
And we're proof of it.
So,
We are proof of it on Beyond the Airwaves, and I want everyone to realize that.
mm-hmm.
Amen.
Yeah, yes.
I would have wanted that.
How come you keep talking like that, Janet?
I think
I had a stroke.
I had a stroke. If you want to see his compilation of the Yes Man, it's in that first link in the chat.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. But, but in all seriousness, try, be respectful, no matter how the other person is treating you. But if it gets to a point, walk away.
You know what? I watch a lot of Dharman videos on Facebook.
Mm-hmm.
They preach that a lot in their videos.
Yeah. But I mean, but seriously, I mean, but if it gets to a situation where it's going to be incorrigible, don't push it. Walk away.
Remember, you can't respect other people if you don't respect yourself.
Right.
Bingo.
That's it.
And bingo in this name of.
Who's making all that noise?
I think that's JC. He's got background noise.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm gonna let you guys go. Go ahead and end the episode whenever. But
all right. I think
I had to say what I had to say.
That's fine. I'm probably just gonna go ahead and end this, but we're gonna try to get.
Is it possible I could maybe sing the Shinkinger theme in Tim's honor?
No.
I don't know it. I have no clue.
No. Here's the thing, JC.
I know it. I personally know it. I wouldn't mind singing a JC side version.
JC.
Wait, hold it.
Yeah.
JC. I don't want to put a risk of Toei trying to take down this video.
Yeah, because what happened was we did an episode after Chadwick Boseman died, and we got hit with the strike.
So we're trying to keep our YouTube channel good.
Yeah, I mean, but rules are rules, and that's okay. I mean, may not like them, but they're there for a reason, and I understand it. So
some of those rules, though, are a little bit unfair, though. Especially if they're in
I know,
like fair use.
I know. I mean, yeah, even with the fair use thing we have.
All right, who's there?
Even the fair use.
Everybody.
We're still here, Janet, except for Frodo. He left already. All right, but anyway, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to play the quick... Actually, this isn't quick. It's 30 full seconds. But let's see. Mike, I believe it's your turn to upload tonight, right?
It's my night to upload, yeah.
Okay. I've put the link to that obituary in Discord, so...
I will definitely make sure that it's uploaded, like, right away tonight. I missed...
Alright, so let me do the ending here, because I'm going to tell you right now, this ending's 30 seconds. So, hang on, starting now. Okay. Alright, so here's basically the plan for the rest of the week. It's basically doing things a little bit back to normal. First, of course, tomorrow is Tune In Tuesday. We'll have Warzone Wednesday, and we will do the phonetic alphabet. At least I said it right. I said it right. I said the phonetic alphabet correctly. Good. Because I actually do want to learn all of those letters properly. Like I said, I know up to Foxtrot. Let's see. Thursday, we're gonna do Attention to One, and we are gonna do the Ghostbusters like we had originally planned. Because we need a fun night, for Attention to One. It's always serious. We're gonna make this one fun, okay?
Yeah.
And of course, Friday we'll have our Friday Fun Day game du jour, which is going to be family friendly Cards Against Humanity. Now, if something should go wrong, which it has happened, we go to Among Us as our backup plan. So,
Bingo.
all right. So with that in mind, I'm gonna say love, peace, and chicken grease. And for Tim, oh my.
Oh my.
Yes.
Yep.
And for my
Yep. And all I say is
my note,
yes.
you know what time it is. It's
Yep.
morphin' time.
Mm-hmm. All right. So that in mind, I'm gonna say love, peace, and chicken grease. Everybody have a great night. Stay safe. Stay dry. Stay warm. Stay away from ice. I mean, stay away from
Unless
everything
it's in
right
your
now.
drink glass.
Stay healthy.
Yeah. And we'll see you tomorrow for Tune In Tuesday. And thank you for joining us for tonight because, this was a hard
Thank
one
you so
for all
much.
of us. But we did
Yeah.
it.
Mm-hmm.
And Tim, we'll see you again one of these days.
See you
Anytime.
on the other side, my friend.
Until we meet again, my friend.
Yep. Cheers, everybody. That's it. Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Night,
Good night.